things so far like DBMS. By adding new features, it will be RDBMS. By adding some more features, it will be ORDBMS. First of all, what all are these? Disha, especially focus on you. Why? Because not from the data warehouse background. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep. Come on.
Yeah, basically it is a collection of data in a logical format. That's DBMS. And when you involve certain relations between that data, it is RDBMS. I have no idea about ORDBMS.
Object-oriented relational database management systems. First of all, all these are strategies or methodologies to maintain data in a database. If you want to save some data, if you want to store data on top of a database, we need to have some strategy. All these are strategies or methodologies to store the data in a database. We can implement these methodologies on top of any database like DB2, Oracle, Teradata, Nexa, anywhere, SQL Server. We can apply these methodologies on top of any database. In the same way, we have something like data warehouse. Data warehouse, this is also a strategy or methodology to store data in a database. We can implement data warehouse on top of any database. Even in MySQL also we can apply. Okay. Then how these two differs? All these methodologies follows a similar way to store data, whereas this data warehouse, it follows a somewhat different way to store data. This is also a strategy, just like these methodologies. This is also a strategy to store data. Then how it differs? Let me explain. Say for example, in our company, employee table there, in that one record, employee table record, employee number 101, his name A, he is working for our US region and we are paying 10,000 as salary for him. Assume this is a record in our database. After some days or after some time, we shifted him into our UK region and paying 15,000. Then how this record is going to change, or what is the SQL statement we are going to issue here? Anyone of you, please? We shifted him into UK branch and the salary increased by 5,000. Then how this record is going to change?
With the help of update, we can do the changes.
Yeah. Disha, what we do? Update the record.
Yes.
So, US will become as UK and the salary increases by 5,000, 15,000. Like this updations. We do updations in these methodologies. Whereas in data warehouse, no, don't update any record. Keep the records as it is and insert one more record with the updated data. Now, okay, and salary increased by 5,000, 15,000. And later on we shifted him into our say for example Australia and paying 20,000 and later on shifted him into our Japan, salary paying 25,000. Like this in data warehouse, don't update any record. Keep on insert new records. Like this what we are doing basically here. We are maintaining the history of this employee. Why we are maintaining history like this? Why? Because to do analysis. Okay. If I want to do some analysis like how much we are spending more on his salary. Initially paid 10,000, now paying 25,000 means I can say we are spending 15,000 more on his salary. Like that, if you want to do analysis, we need to have this history. As you told, if we update the record at the final, this is only the record which is going to be there in our database. So if I want to do analysis, it is not possible. That is the reason the main concept of data warehouse is maintaining history like this for analysis. Analysis is the main need here. If analysis is not required, then no need to construct data warehouse, no need to maintain history, nothing required. Main concept of analysis. Concept of data warehouse is maintaining history like this for analysis. Okay, Mastan, you may ask what is the primary key here. So we follow the surrogate IDs, all the things, right? I'm not going into more details. Just this is a rough idea What is the purpose of data warehouse? Maintaining history like this for analysis. I'll give you broad view of data warehouse. Broad view of data warehouse, what we are doing here. Say, take any company like Johnson & Johnson. They have multiple departments like R&D, sales, and public relations. For R&D, they are using Oracle as database. For sales, they are using MS SQL Server. For public relations, they are using MySQL. Okay, like this, they are using heterogeneous databases throughout their organization. Why heterogeneous? Why can't they use the same database for all their individual departmental needs? That is depends on their requirement and licensing issues. Say, for example, here in the R&D department, by spending crores of dollars, the result of the R&D is there in this department. So, it is not supposed to be leaked. If it is leaked, then the competitors also can produce a similar kind of products by changing small things. So, they need to maintain high security in this department. Okay. And not only that, they are maintaining not only successful R&Ds, they are maintaining the failed R&Ds also in this department. Why? Because the failed R&Ds, those are learned lessons. So, bulk data support, or only two things. High security, bulk data support. When compared to other products, Oracle can give you the type of environment in a better manner. So, even though the support is very costly, they need to use Oracle only here. For sales, data volume somewhat less and the security issues also somewhat less. So they are using MS SQL Server here. This is enough for their needs here, somewhat cheaper than Oracle. And public relations, they maintain generic information like customer addresses, distributor addresses, agentic information. So data volume less and no need to maintain that much high level security. So they are using a MySQL here, open source. Like that, depending on their requirements, they are using heterogeneous databases throughout their departmental needs. Now, these individual databases, these are called as operational data sources. Operational data sources. Okay, all of them together called as operational source system. The total thing is source for the data warehouse. Now, extract the data from the source system and put that into a temporary database called staging database, and apply transformations on top of that. Transformations means that transformations like cleansing, tuning, scrubbing, lookup, aggregator, like that many transformations are there. Okay, and the count is different from the product what you are using. The count is different from for the products. Okay, first of all, what is a transformation? I'll give you a basic example for transformation. Okay, say for example, in account number 101, in a bank account number 101, on a particular day, say January 1st, 2016, opening balance this much. And on the same day itself, in this account, many transactions are there like this. Multiple transactions are there like this. Now, why data warehouse? First of all, for analysis, right? Why data warehouse means that is for nothing is there. First of all, source system. From source system, extract the data and put that into a temporary database called staging database and apply transformations on top of that. Transformation means I'm giving a rough example for transformation in an account number 101, bank account number 101, and a particular day opening balance is much and multiple transactions are there in this bank account on the same day. As we know, the purpose of the data warehouse is maintaining a history for analysis. As a bank manager, for my analysis, all these records not required. For my analysis, I want to have total deposits and total withdrawals. This is enough for my analysis. This is my analysis need. So, if I want to get total deposits and total withdrawals, here I need to do some calculations like summation of all deposits and summation of all withdrawals. That type of things are called as transformations. This is very basic example for transformation. Okay. Now, after applying transformations, load the data into data warehouse. How we are maintaining the records here? Account number 101, January 1st, total deposits how much, total withdraw how much. That's it. Don't update it. January 2nd, account number 101, Total deposits how much, total withdraw how much. Insert one more record. Insert one more record for January 3rd. Like that, keep on insert. Okay, so we are not updating anything, we are not deleting anything in the data warehouse. So the records, the database volume will grow rapidly. Data warehouses usually contains bulk data. This process, extraction, transformations, load, this process is called as ETL process. For ETL, different tools are available in the market. Informatica, data manager, of course, many other tools also there. Any questions so far? By using the ETL tools, we are loading the data into data warehouse. Any questions? Now, by using the ETL process, the data loaded into data warehouse, and we are saying the main purpose of the data warehouse is maintaining history for analysis. Okay, assume we are maintaining 5 years of history in this data warehouse. One day, a sales manager asked me to provide some analysis on the sales staff. If I say, boss, the table is already loaded in data warehouse, the history is available, we are granting access to you on the tables, write your own SQL and bring your own analysis. If we say like that, he's a sales user, he don't know how to write SQL. So can I say the data loaded into data warehouse is useless? But because not usable by end user, then obviously that is useless, right? So instead of doing like that, if I present the data in a graphical manner, say for example, these are the top 5 revenue generated employees who are working very good in Asia Pacific region. These are the least 10 products which are not at all moving in Europe. Like that, if I prepare some charts or trends, pivots kind of thing, and if I present that to the users, by seeing that they can understand that easily and they can take actions accordingly, right? For that, in data warehouse, we have one more area, that is reporting area. For reporting also, many tools are available like Cognos BI, Business Objects, ClickView, Pentaho. At least a dozen of tools are there. Some of them are commercial and some of them are open sources. Okay. Anyhow, among these dozen of tools, this Cognos BI, a widely used reporting tool. I can say this Cognos BI is having market share about 35 to 40%, at least 35% of market share in the BI area. That much widely used tool this is. And this is an IBM product. We are going to learn this Cognos BI. Any questions here? Guys, please make the class as interactive. Raise questions.
Yeah,
Questions always welcome.
What is Cognos TM1 exactly? If this
After TM1 cubes, you need to again come to the Cognos BI to create reports.
So that's a step before reporting.
Yep. Okay, now we are going to learn this Cognos BI, Business Intelligence. Okay, before going into that, let me explain something here. The source system, this is OLTP. Target system, data warehouse, this is OLAP. Online transactional processing, online and analytical processing. Then, what is the difference between these two? Online transactional processing, the name itself says transactional processing. All the transactions will be recorded like this. All the transactions. Go to bank, do withdraw or do some deposit or ATM transactions or POS transactions, online transactions. Everything will be recorded like this. Okay. Whereas OLAP, this is for analysis only, not to run the business. So it contains the information whatever useful for analysis. I can say it contains aggregated data or consolidated data in data warehouse. Okay. Now OLTP, this is to run the business. OLAP, to do analysis on running business, not to run the business, to do analysis on the running business. See, if I want to run my business, I need to have all these transactions. If I want to do analysis, all this is not required. This information is enough for me. Okay, and OLTP number of hits are very high for this server because as it is recording all the transactions, number of hits are very, very high for this server. Take example, Bank of America or State Bank of India. Just assume how many transactions will be there. If you go to bank, if you deposit something, as I told, withdraw something, online transactions, POS transactions, ATM transactions, everything will be recorded in the OLTP system itself. So number of hits for this server is very, very high. That is the reason the OLTP systems are normalized systems. Normalization, as per the definition, normalization is a process which increases the database server performance by reducing the redundancy, right? So the OLTP systems are normalized systems, whereas OLAP, these are denormalized. Why denormalized? If we apply normalization here, it won't allow redundancy. Without having redundancy, it is not possible to maintain history. That is the reason OLAP, these are denormalized. Then what is about the performance? Performance goes down, no doubt. But the number of users for this system is very, very less. Basically, as a bank manager, I am only the user for this system. Or my superiors like zonal managers, regional managers, like that, number of users for this system very, very less when compared to OLTP. Okay, OLTP, this is for customer purpose. This is for analysis purpose. OLTP, it follows a relational model. So far we know table A join with B join with C, like that. Relational model we know. OLAP, it follows multi-dimensional model. Multi-dimensional model. This is not like some disadvantages are there in relational model. So we use dimensional model here, OLAP. No, not like that. To get some additional advantages, we use dimensional modeling here. This is not the right time to discuss about dimensional model. In our tool anyhow, we're gonna prepare multi-dimensional model. At the time, I'll explain you about multi-dimensional modeling. Okay, so now let us talk about Cognos BI. If I say Cognos BI, people says this as a data warehouse tool. No, Cognos is not only a data warehouse tool. Cognos, basically, this is a reporting tool. To create reports, we need to have some source data. You can get data from data warehouse, or you can get data from OLTP system itself, or you can get data from flat files, Excel sheets, whatever it may be. Basically, Cognos BI, this is a reporting tool. To create reports, we need to have some source data. You can get that from anywhere. Okay, now let us see into Cognos. Same tool, we call sometimes it as a querying tool, and in some other aspect we call this as reporting tool, and sometimes we say business intelligence tool, and sometimes we say decision support system. Same tool, these may names. Why? Querying. Let us say about querying. Being a tool, Cognos prepares queries automatically. No need to write any select star from, nothing required. The tool is capable enough to write SQL. In worst cases, if you want to edit the SQL generated by Cognos, you can edit it. Of course, usually we won't do the editing. The tool, it can prepare the SQL. One more case, I did not want to allow Cognos to write SQL. I can write myself. Yes, we can write ourselves. Freehand reporting, freestyle reporting, like that we call it as. Total 3 things in querying. Tool, it prepares the queries automatically. If you want to edit the query, you can edit it, or if you want to write yourself, you can write it. That is the reason we are calling this as querying tool. One beautifulness of Cognos here in the querying, you can join heterogeneous databases into same query. Say, I think you already know about Oracle sample tables, employee and department, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Employee table is there in Oracle. DB2 department table is there in DB2. So can we write a join between them? One table is in Oracle, another is DB2. Usually, manually it is not possible. But by using this tool, we can write a join between them. The tool, it manages how to fire the query. Reporting tool, by using Cognos, we're gonna prepare some sort of reports which are useful for business. I'll show you what is a report and how it will be useful for business. Just I am taking help of my Excel to explain you about the reporting. Okay, how to develop the reports, that we'll learn in the tool itself. Just I am showing you what is a report and how it will be useful for a business. One day a sales manager asked me to do analysis on his sales. How much revenue generated by them in May month and June month. He wants to see the difference, whether their performance is increasing or not. So I am preparing a report, staff name, and revenue generated in May and revenue generated in June and the reference. Staff A, assume he sold 2 lakh worth of goods in May. Here in June, 2,20,000 worth of goods is sold. His performance increased by 20,000. One more employee B, assume he also sold 2 lakh worth of goods only here, and here 2,50,000 worth of goods. So his performance increased by 50,000. And let us take one more employee C, assume, okay, and here 1,80,000. His performance degraded by 20,000. Preparing this type of reports is a Cognos developer task. Once the report generation done, submit the report to the manager who requested you. Now the manager started analyzing this report. Staff A, okay, his performance increased. Well and good. Staff B, he is topper among all his employees. So give him some cash incentive. Staff C, his performance degraded. What to do him? Provide some training for him, motivate him, otherwise terminate him. Like that, the manager, they are taking their own decisions depending on this type of reports. Staff A, his performance increased, but not that much. So just send him an appreciation mail. Don't give him cash incentive. Okay. The manager needs to focus more on negative performed employees. But because of these candidates, we are losing our business, and this is advantage to competitors. I'll give you some rough example. Assume we are working for Colgate company, Colgate Paste. This C, his responsibility is to distribute our Colgate Paste to all the outlets in a particular geographical area. He's not distributing properly. That is the reason his performance is degrading. Okay, we have a customer who is using our Colgate Paste from past 5 to 10 years. Why he is continuing with us for that much long time? He like some quality, some taste, some flavor in our paste. That is why he is continuing with us. One day, the customer paste exhausted. He wants to buy a new paste, and he went to an outlet and asked for our Colgate. But because of this C, that is not available in the outlet. But using toothpaste, that is a daily need. So because of non-availability of our Colgate, he bought some other paste like Pepsodent. Our customer started using Pepsodent. He may like something there. If he likes something, he never come back to Colgate. All these are happening because of these negative performed employees only. So the manager, he needs to focus more on negative performed employees. Not only these three, assume we have some 200 records like this. Out of them, some 30 records, some 55 records, some 105 records are having negative numbers. The manager needs to search. So instead of doing like that, if I highlight all the negative performed employees like this, by seeing the report itself, he can easily find out those candidates, and he can take actions accordingly. Okay, in the tool, we call this as a list report. Okay, I'll give you some other example. In a company, as a procurement manager is there, he wants to buy 100 systems for a project. This is not the first time, they already bought many times. They're maintaining their dealers and their qualities in their database. Qualities means how they are charging and how about the service, okay, and how fast they are able to deliver the systems like that. Now he requests us to do analysis. I'm preparing a report like this: dealer X, Y, and Z, price, service, and duration. Here I am trying to give ranks out of 5. 1 is best, and 5 it will be worst. A report prepared like this. Okay, now submit this report to the manager who requested you. Now he started analyzing this report. Dealer X, price 1 means best price he is giving, service average, and duration 5. 5 means worst duration. he'll deliver the systems. It will take some time for him, like 1 week, 10 days. Dealer Y, everything is average, and dealer Z, price 5. 5 means worst price. This is not like double triple, competitively high than others. Service average and duration 1. 1 means best, he can deliver the systems. Okay, what the manager situation right now is, he needs to start the project immediately. In that case, to whom he is going to place the order? A question for you. He needs to start the project immediately. Then to whom he is going to place the order?
Why? Second.
He needs to start the project immediately. In that case, he go for best duration. Of course, as I am saying, this is not like double triple. Okay, something higher than others. So he go for best duration. Okay. One more situation. The project is not yet confirmed, not yet finalized. They are expecting the project to project into the project. They want to buy systems. Then to whom he is going to place the order? Some time is there. There is no urgency. They need to start immediately. Till now the project is in discussion stage. Then Disha, Mastan, Venkat. Now in this case, he go for best price, right? He go for X. Why? Because duration is not that much important now. When you have the project not yet confirmed. So like this, before taking decisions, the managers needs to depend on this type of reports. Without taking the help of these reports, if they take a decision, either they may lose time or they may lose money. Say for example, if they need to start the project immediately, without considering this report, if they place the order to X, then what happens? Duration 5, the project will be delayed. Okay, like that, before taking decisions, they need to depend on this type of reports. So in the tool, we call this as crosstab, just like Excel pivots. Okay, crosstab. Now, these are the examples for reports. Okay, we are creating this type of reports by using the tool. So we call this as reporting tool, business intelligence tool. This is the example for that. The users, they can do analysis on their business. And this is decision support system. Okay, this is the reason we call the tool as a decision support system. Okay, any questions so far? Are we good? Can I continue?
Yes, sir. You can.
Now let's see what are the different tools are available in Cognos. Broadly divided into two types: web-based applications and Windows-based applications. Web-based and Windows-based. Web-based means no need to have any software in your machine. You can connect to the server and you can start working there, like just like Gmail. To access Gmail, need not to have any software in our machine. We are connecting to Google server and there we work, right? In the same way, web-based applications. Windows-based application means we need to install some software in our machine and we need to work with the software whatever installed in our machine. That is Windows-based. Okay, web-based side, the first one is Cognos Connections. This is Cognos Connection portal. If you want to access any of the reporting applications, we need to connect to this Cognos Connection portal first of all, and from there we can find links for these remaining reporting applications. Okay, these applications, Query Studio, Repo Studio, Analysis Studio, Event Studio, all these are reporting applications only. Then you may ask, to create reports, why these many applications? Among these, this Repo Studio. This is the professional reporting application, Repo Studio. As a developer, we are going to work with this Repo Studio only. The Query Studio and Analysis Studio, these two are meant for end users to create ad hoc reports. Then you may ask, already we are there as report developers and we are working on the reporting, then why end users they need to create their own reports? Why? Because if the managers, if they want to do some analysis, if they raise a request to developers to create a report, to complete a small report, at least it will take at least 1 or 2 days minimum. Why? Why? Because report development is not that much complex. Then why it takes 1 or 2 days? Why? Because first of all, they need to give you the requirement. We need to do analysis on the requirement. Is it possible or not feasibility? If it is possible, we need to get if any questions, if any clarity required, then we need to schedule a meeting with them and we need to discuss with them. Once we are good with the requirement, we need to prepare report design documents and then submit them for review. If everything is okay, then we need to develop that in the tool. If once the development done, we need to test the report ourselves to ensure whether it is showing accurate data or not. If we feel everything is okay, then move to a QA testing team. Then they will play with that. If everything is okay, then only the report goes to end user. To complete the total process, it will take at least a couple of days. This is not only with Cognos. Any technology it may be, we need to follow the life cycle. So it will take at least a couple of days. But for the end user, the requirement is not that much great requirement. So by simply dragging and dropping, they want to create their own reports. For that, we have the Query Studio and Analysis Studio. These two are for end users basically, not for the developers. This Event Studio, event monitoring kind of thing. Say for example, if any month, if any of my salespersons are getting some 10 lakhs of revenue, crossing 10 lakhs of revenue, then I want to send an appreciation mail. So by using this Event Studio, we can do that. Okay, basically all these are reporting applications, and we work with this Report Studio here. And what I'm saying is all these tools are capable enough to write SQL. All these tools can produce queries automatically. But without knowing anything about our database, how these tools produce SQL? Disha, Mastan, you know about Oracle sample tables, employee and department, right? Disha, it seems some problem in your mic. I'm not able to hear you. Okay. Even if you know, assume you don't know anything about those tables. So, if I ask you to write a join, is it possible with you without knowing the tables? Respond, people.
No, Ajay.
Without knowing the tables, how to write SQL, it is not possible, right?
Yes.
So, in the same way, for these tools also, it is not possible to write SQL without knowing the tables. For that, here we have Framework Manager, a tool. Basically, this is a metadata modeling tool. What we do here is import the metadata into Framework Manager and apply the join conditions between the tables, and is there any predefined calculations, is there any predefined functions, and what is the security mechanisms we need to follow. Like that, many things are there. All these things together called as modeling. Once the modeling done, create package and publish the package. And we need to use the published package as source for these reporting applications. Now, in form of the package, these tools knows about our database. From there onwards, these tools can produce queries automatically. I'll give you some rough example here. Assume you as these reporting applications and me as Framework Manager. In Framework Manager, what I'm doing is, assume you don't know employee table and department table. In Framework Manager, I am writing everything about employee table and department table on a paper. Like employee table, it is having columns like employee number, employee name, manager code, commission, like that, blah, blah, blah. And department table, it is having department number, department location. If you want to join these two tables, use department number. Like that, everything I am writing on a paper in Framework Manager. Assume the paper is package. Consider the paper as a package. If I give you the paper, if I give you the package, if you look into that package, now I already specified about employee table and department table in the paper, in the package. So By looking into that paper, you will know what is employee table and department table. From there onwards, you can write queries on your own. Right? Am I clear?
Yes.
Okay. In this scenario, in Framework Manager, while explaining about employee table and department table, I myself explained in a wrong way. What you are doing here, just based on my explanation, you are writing the queries here. So I myself explained in a wrong way. So you prepare wrong query. Obviously, we are going to get wrong data. In this case, the problem is there with you or with me? The problem is there with whom? With
With us, with me.
Framework
Yeah,
Manager
without
itself,
knowing.
right?
Oh, no, actually, without knowing, I'm going to develop some reports, right?
No, that is the reason here we have a Framework Manager application. Here we need
Okay.
to do metadata modeling, and based on the metadata, here we are preparing queries here. Okay, if I do something wrong in the Framework Manager, definitely that will be reflecting in reporting. So I can say Framework Manager, this is a hard kind of thing for total Cognos.
Okay.
While doing the metadata modeling, if you do anything wrong here in the Framework Manager, definitely that will reflect in the reporting applications. So we need to take much care while preparing the models in the Framework Manager. And transformer, I'll come back to this transformer a bit later. Okay, how the workflow in the projects. First of all, Framework Manager, do models here, publish package, and with the published package, we work in the reporting. This is project workflow. But for learning, we are going to learn in a reverse way. First of all, we are going to learn Repo Studio and then Framework Manager. Why in a reverse way? Why? Because if you know how this Repo Studio behaves while preparing the queries, then once we enter into Framework Manager, I can explain you, see I am changing something here in the Framework Manager, see how it is reflecting in the reporting. I can give you the comparisons. If you are able to grasp the changes, what is happening at report level, first of all, you need to know Repo Studio. That is the reason we start with Repo Studio and then we come to Framework Manager. Once we are done with the Framework Manager, then we will come to Cognos Connections. Here we are going to discuss user options. Admin options, we cover the required options for a developer. Of course, we are going to cover more options than the required for a developer. And of course, my class, this is not meant for the dedicated admins. And then we look into Query Studio, Analysis Studio. Of course, Event Studio leave this, no one uses this. And then I'll give you overview on the transformer. This is basically a cube creation tool. I'll give you overview on this transformer. Not in detail, overview. Okay, this is our agenda, and they introduce new tools like Business Insight, our workspace, Advance. Okay, these two applications I am going to cover these two also. And in Repo Studio, they introduce newly like active reports. We are going to cover active reports also. This is our agenda. Any questions here?
I have a question. How
Yes,
would
please.
we be, practically doing stuff like these are online classes, but how do we practically get down to? I mean, should we install ourselves, or it will be
Our
done by?
admin people, our admin people, they'll take care about the installations. No need to worry about that.
Okay.
Okay, nothing to bother about that. Our people, they'll install the software in your machine. And after completion of each class, I'll give you some hands-on. You need to
Okay.
complete those hands-on yourself. I am not going to
Okay.
help you anymore. Why? Because
Okay.
all the prerequisites for those hands-ons are already covered in the classes, and then only I'll give you the hands-ons. Okay,
Okay.
and what to say? I plan this roughly for 30 hours. That
Okay.
is depends on you only again. If I feel you are grasping quickly, I am ready to close this in 20-25 hours. If I feel some repetition needed, then I am ready to stretch this to 35 hours. Not a problem. Either way is okay with me.
All right.
And what else? Yeah, this is about my agenda and way of teaching.